So when you're at home sometime, bring out a stopwatch, time out the average offensive play in football. You're going to find that it's roughly 7 to 9 seconds. And that's how each play goes. It oftentimes starts with a snap of the center to the quarterback, and then it's the quarterback's decision to discern what the defense is going to do and how they're going to react to the play. The pro level, it's very important. College level, just as important. But possibly at no level is there more pressure from a school, from a group, from a community than at the high school level. And here in Jackson, Ohio this year, there's a senior quarterback getting set to embark on his final season, hoping for a special year. Last year, the team went 7-4 under his helm as a junior. This year, things are hoped to be different. His name is Jaret Pallotta, and this is Behind the Athlete. Pallotta is a multi-sport athlete who gained statewide fame last season with a huge shot in the Division I state basketball championship. The ball was in his hands with under 2 minutes left, and he hit a go-ahead three against Cincinnati Moeller, a scenario most wouldn't be comfortable in, but Pallotta was.
I mean, I'm reminded of it pretty constantly, but yeah, so I mean, we were just in the game and we called 24, which is, one of our plays designed to get it to the two big men. So then, KY, he was looking into Logan, and then I could tell my guy was sagging off. So then the ball ends up getting swung around, and I take, I'm like, you know what, 30% three-point shooter, why not? And then I shot it, and the rest is history, I guess.
Jaret has had a tough family name to live up to as well. His father and grandfather were both great athletes, and his brother Jake played 3 sports at Jackson. He currently plays football at Dartmouth. And with Jaret coming to Jackson at first while Jake was a junior, growing pains had to happen. But having big brother around kind of helped.
And me and my brother have a great relationship, but people are around us like, wow, you guys just always nag each other and say who's better, who's this, and we name off our stats to each other. But it's really friendly about it, and we just push each other, and that's what he always did. I mean, he was so great, and he's a great athlete in high school. He's a great student, and that pushed me to be a good student. And also just, I was in the shadow when I came up for my junior year, and he graduated. And hopefully last year I got a little bit out of that shadow, and this year hopefully I can get all the way out of it.
Jaret is now headed to play at UMass. He has a 4.0 GPA, and going to college isn't all about playing football, but it's also about the education.
They have a top 40 business school in the country, the Eisenberg School of Business, and I'm definitely looking to get into that field. So that meant a lot to me. Throughout the whole process, I was thinking it was kind of like I could go Ivy League like my brother, I could go FBS like UMass, and we were kind of tossing and turning between that. Georgetown was an option, but at the end of the day, UMass offering full scholarship while playing great football and having a great business school just panned out at the end.
A big part of Jaret's growth has been through head coach Tim Butt on the football field. Coach has had nothing but praise for his QB.
He's a competitor, and he wants to be the best and win at everything he does. So his competitive nature drives a lot of his success. Then add to it his intelligence. His academics are well decorated along with his athletics. And that intelligence, when you're playing a position like quarterback, he can take on a large volume of responsibilities and understand where everybody fits.
Bud has had the pleasure to coach Jake and Jaret. He's seen the Pallottas and everything they're worth in just about every scenario possible and sees some similarities.
I think Jaret is more outwardly competitive and Jake was more inwardly competitive. So sometimes Jaret shows it more on the field than Jake did, but I think both of them had a strong hatred of losing. They both excelled in multiple sports and they both excelled in academics. So it was funny. They played together my first year, and they were each other's biggest critics. Probably not a practice went by that they weren't chirping at each other, but you could tell they cared. Jaret always said he was going to be better.
Bud has been blessed with great talent at quarterback. He coached the Pallottas at Jackson and Anthony and Tyler Meglin at St. Thomas Aquinas. Tyler played at Baldwin Wallace, and Anthony is currently at John Carroll.
So I think it says it's time for me to retire. There's no more Meglins. There's no more Pallottas. And, just having kids of that caliber, families of the caliber of the Meglins and Pallottas, you should win. you head coach and their quarterback are intertwined, and I've had 4 real special kids.
Ultimately for Pallotta, it's about one thing. He almost quit football his freshman year, but now he's a captain and ready for his senior season. It's about setting a foundation and a legacy.
In 10 years when I come back, what are people going to remember me as? There's the Dylan Dinglers who could go down as the best athlete to ever come through Jackson.
Sure.
And I want to put myself in that same realm after the senior year. And it's what type of person you are. Can teachers tell that you were the person in the hallway that could help everyone and that you're a good student in the classroom? That's also really important.
So legacy, it can be defined multiple times in what you do, whether that's life, sports, business, school, what have you. Maybe Jaret Pallotta's legacy has already been defined by the state championship shot he hit last year against Moeller at the shot to put his team ahead late in the game. Maybe his legacy will be redefined this year by what he does here at Robert Fife Stadium for the Jackson Polar Bears on the football field. Who knows? I guess that's for him to find out and for us to watch. For WHBC Sports and for Behind the Athlete, I'm Jon Bozeka.